Hello, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to episode 6 of my poker vlog. Today is going to be a pretty special one. We've got a lot of announcements to make. First of all, we're going to go ahead and be playing at Kickapoo today, $35 tournament. The casino is going to be putting $500 on top of the pot, the prize pool. So it's actually a pretty good turnout, not too bad. Go see how we do there. Hopefully take it down. So another announcement we're also gonna have is in this video it's gonna be pretty fun. One of our favorite poker vloggers, very famous, JohnnieVibes. He actually answers a few questions that we had requested on his a live stream that he had a podcast with another YouTuber. So that's pretty fun. Y'all check that out right now. And as well, I'm gonna be having a giveaway. It's pretty fun. It's gonna be good. But more on that, you're gonna have to watch the whole video and check out towards the end on how that's gonna work out. But right now, I'm gonna head over to the outlets with some friends, go shopping, check what new sales they got, and after that, I'm gonna hit the gym, and then we'll go play at the casino later on. So yeah, stay tuned and. Don't forget to subscribe and like, because that's going to be very important for the giveaway coming up. Thanks, and let's go.
Actually helped you.
Yeah, right.
Flop quaddies. Fucking.
Yeah, you're dead, bro. You want to run it or not?
Alright, here we go, boy. We got Roy over here.
Roy,
Going all in for pocket threes.
How you doing?
Alright, we got this for the vlog out here. We got Chewy all in. Ace 10. Alright, let's go. Let's run it.
One time.
Oh, 10? Oh, that's it. Oh!
Oh, shit! Oh, yeah, baby! Whoa! Shit!
Damn, we give that quick money.
That's cool. Wow.
That was a good spot, man.
Horrible. You're welcome.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I knew he was gonna hit 3 when I saw him look. There was not one.
Damn, dude, what the hell just happened? That's crazy.
our first hand, we get Jack 10 of diamonds on the small blind, and we raise to 200, and we get 3 callers to the flop. Flop comes 10, 3, deuce, rainbow. So we check it here to induce a bet. It bets 100 on the button. We raise to 300, and he calls, going heads up to the turn. It's a favorable card. We get top 2 pair, and we lead out for 600, and he calls. And the river's basically a blank. It's a 7 of hearts. We try to get value and induce a bluffy bet for 1500. He calls, and we take this one down. In our next hand, we look down at ace 4 of hearts in the big blind. It limps around to us, so we raise to 400, and we get a call from the player under the gun +1, under the gun +2, and 3 ways to the flop. Flop comes 3 deuce queen, giving us a gutter ball, and we continue for 500, and we get 1 player. So we go to the turn, gives us a redraw to the nut flush, and we bet out 1600, and they call as well. And we miss on the river, so we have to go for the complete bluff, and we put them all in, and he folds, and we take down this. In this next hand, we look down at pocket kings on the button. It goes to the player under the gun, who raises to 4,000. The player behind calls, and we 3-bet to 11,000. And the player under the gun calls, and the player under the gun +1 calls as well. Flop comes Jack 8-4, 2 diamonds. Player first act checks. The next player shoves for 4,000, and we all call. So go heads up to the turn. Comes the deuce of spades. It's basically a blank. Checks to me. I shove all in for 7,000. He calls, and we take down this massive pot of 60,000. In our next hand, we look down at ace 5 of clubs in the cutoff. The player under the gun raises 5,000, and we 3-bet to 15, and he makes the call, going heads up to the flop. Comes out 10, 8, queen, rainbow. He checks, and we bet 12,000, and he calls. Comes out the queen of clubs, and he checks once again, and we do a pretty big bet for 22,000, and he calls again. So on the river, it's a blank, and he checks, and I just think it's really hard to bet at this river. So I end up checking back, and he's actually better with his ace jack kicker. The kicker played, and I asked him, how could you call me with ace high on that board? You didn't put me on a pair. And he said, I just couldn't. If you would have bet.
Man, that was a tough loss, man. It sucks, bro. So after our last time, what ended up happening was we only had 11,000 left. The blinds were already really high. Like they're at 2,000, 4,000. All I hear is there's 2 tables left. The players are already calling out, oh, there's a player out already. Let's join the final table. Let's merge tables. So I'm all excited, badass, gonna join the next table. So what ended up happening was I thought the game was already gonna be merged into the final table because all the players were excited and this and that. But what ended up happening was the dealer says I can't merge the tables yet, even though there's already 9 left for the final table. Because until the pit boss lets them know, you know what, okay, pause the game, we're gonna give them new seats, new arrangements, and they're gonna go ahead and seat where they're supposed to be seated. And so what ended up happening was I was actually big blind next in this rotation, and the dealer continues to actually deal, and he said I have to keep dealing until the pit boss lets me know. So I was actually big blind. I had 11,000 left. It was the big blind was 8,000, I'm sorry. So there goes like most of my stack. I'm already in there, and of course someone raises me all in because I only got 3,000 behind, and it folds to me. I end up of course I'm gonna have to, with any hand I have to be going. I only have 3,000 left. So I look down and have 2 suited. Horrible hand, horrible, whatever. And he shows king queen. At least we got live cards. That's a good thing about it. But whatever, he ends up beating us, and we actually bubbled in this tournament. Disgusting. The top 8 got paid. I got out in 9th. So if it wasn't for that little thing of the pit boss. Oh, and then the funny thing is, as soon as he dealt the cards and I was already in the hand, the pit boss comes over and says, okay, that's it, we're gonna merge the tables. This is the last hand. So, and he already had my ticket number with a new seat number and everything. So yeah, it sucked, but whatever, we'll move on, we'll do better. And all right, just stay tuned for the ending.
You probably don't want to do that because playing 4-bet pots is like flipping a coin almost. And you have to be okay with it,
Yeah, you have to be totally okay with it, and yeah, having those swings is maybe not what you want with your natural tendencies. Someone asking in the chats, make it to the top from starting 1 to 5, 10, 20. Well, we talked a lot about it in the podcast, Eric, and I think it comes down to hard work and believing in yourself. I think that's what it came down to, right?
That's the equation right there. Like, it's just A plus B equals C. C is making it, A is hard work, and B is having the belief that you can make it.
Hashtag no more
I
PL.
totally
agree. Also get to know some people. Trust the process. Cash game's the way of the real grind, Eric Serrano says. All right. So what else about some wrap up question here, and that is, what would you tell your younger self? End up not catching any of the rabbits, right? that's
for
the thing.
Sure. Yeah. I see a question on tips for new vloggers that want to be successful and make a living on poker for small stakes. First of all, poker for small stakes is a starting point. If you want to make a living, you got to set yourself up, set your goal really high. And as far as vlogging goes, I wouldn't get into vlogging because you want to be successful at vlogging. I would get into vlogging because it's something that you want to do as a creative challenge, as a creative outlet, as something that's going to enrich your life. Because if you start looking at views and how many subscribers you have and comparing yourself to other people, you're going to take all of the fun out of it. And the reason why I believe that you should do it is for fun. The part about making money through poker, yes, that can be something that you work really hard on. It might not be fun all the time. But as far as vlogging goes, I'm telling you, there's no money in it anyways, so you really have to love it.
Yeah, I mean, our content creation in general is something that you also have to think of the person watching it. You got to tell a story. I think you mentioned earlier that the story is super important. And when you tell that story to people, that people can relate to it, it's never about you. It's always about other people. So
story is number one. If you tell a good story through videos, pictures, your voice, music, that's why people are going to watch. They're going to relate to the story. Number 2 on the list is vulnerability, being who you really are and not being scared to put yourself out there in a way where you feel like people are going to judge you or people are going to hate on you. Like if you're always putting on a front, first of all, it's not going to be authentic to who you really are. And when you're not being authentic to who you really are, it's not sustainable. Like that life is not sustainable. For me, being JohnnieVibes is so easy. Like I just walk out the door and I'm the same person that I am on my videos. Like there's no difference. So there's no work involved in it for me. Like I just tell my story, and then when I'm out and about, I'm living my story.
Jimmy Broughton,
thank you to Poker Trucker Glenn. Glenn is the student that I had in one of my vlog series, which was really fun. That was really fun for me. And if you want to see me being extra zen, you can watch the series on me with Glenn, because Glenn tends to be an emotional being, which is good. I love that he's an emotional being, and our energies play off of each other. It was a fun series. Shout out to Jamin, like I said, Eric Serrano. Thank you guys.
All right, guys, that's gonna be the end of this video. So like I had promised, I am going to have a giveaway. I'm actually gonna be how am I gonna determine this is you're gonna have to follow these requirements. You're gonna have to be a subscriber, like the video, and the way am I gonna pick the winner is you're gonna leave a comment in the section below, and you're gonna guess the amount you think I'm gonna win in the next session. You can guess the amount from anything from $1 to well, I'm gonna give you a hint. The most I've actually ever won is about 1,400 in a game. So the closest person that guesses the amount that I'm gonna be winning for my next session, that's actually the person that I'm gonna be giving the giveaway. So how that's gonna work? I'm gonna be giving 20% of my winnings I can either send it to you through Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo, whichever is better for the person that wins it. So yeah, you could just follow those requirements, subscribe, like, and leave a comment on how much you think I'll be winning next session. Any guess is a good guess. It's just whatever, it's gonna be the profit from what I make that day. So if I enter with 200 and I end up winning 600, so it's gonna be, I made $400 profit. So if you guess 399, and that's probably the closest one, we are more likely gonna get picked for it. So yeah, that's how it's gonna work out. So go ahead and go do all that fun stuff to give yourself a chance to win a good amount of money. All right, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you like this video, and continue to run good, and good luck at the tables.